talk show host Ellen DeGeneres and wife Portia de Rossi have fled the US and moved to the UK.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
It wasn't me, and a lot of times we pretend so that we can fit in, and then we end up looking like a bag. No.
Y'all, Justin Bieber just dropped the most shocking bombshell about Ellen DeGeneres. Apparently, she suddenly fled the country right after Diddy's arrest, and the timing is making everyone raise their eyebrows.
And we do have a name who's apparently left the country. Ellen DeGeneres, former TV star, and her wife, Portia de Rossi, have reportedly, Kinsey, moved to the UK.
According to Justin, Ellen has been keeping an extremely low profile, and get this, it might have something to do with Diddy's arrest in a way that has everyone questioning what her real role was in all of this.
And then later on, when Justin Bieber was interviewed by Ellen DeGeneres without any warning, she showed the photos in front of everyone and didn't tell him she was going to do that. Justin Bieber's legal team wasn't happy about this because they were considering action on the paparazzi, and Ellen DeGeneres made it seem like a joke.
Is Ellen guilty by association? What did she really know about Diddy's actions? Let's dive into this piping hot tea. Once again, Diddy's in the spotlight, and honey, things are getting clearer by the minute. We all know about the alleged ordeal Usher went through and the things Diddy supposedly made him do, but what's really shocking is that people aren't talking enough about what allegedly happened to 15-year-old Justin Bieber. In this deep dive, we're going to unpack the latest bombshell where Justin reportedly revealed how Diddy mistreated him. But let's start from the beginning because this story is absolutely wild. One of the biggest red flags about Diddy's manipulative behavior shows up when former artists start speaking out against him, and that's exactly what's happening with Mace, a former collaborator.
Yo, I did this told me he wanted receipts. Let's start with your mother. Your mother got the receipts. Everything is in your mother's name.
Artists like Usher and Justin Bieber have gotten tangled up in all this controversy surrounding Diddy's actions, and here's where it gets really juicy. These revelations came to light during Cassie's lawsuit, which she filed back in 2013. In the lawsuit, she exposed these wild events called f**k-offs that apparently caused tens of thousands of dollars in hotel damage. According to the legal documents, Cassie was told to coordinate these gatherings and find male participants through websites and escort services following very specific criteria. Diddy supposedly demanded these encounters weekly, calling them our thing and insisting on absolute secrecy.
She didn't want it, but Cassie, who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black.
Now, here's the shocking part. While everyone's focusing on Diddy, there might be someone else involved in what happened with Justin. And would you believe it? It's none other than Ellen DeGeneres. The moment these rumors started circulating, she reportedly packed her bags and left the country. Ellen and her wife Portia de Rossi apparently said goodbye to the US, moving to this peaceful spot in the Cotswolds, England. Word is their gorgeous Montecito estate near LA was either already for sale or about to be.
DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi are moving to England, or have moved already to England.
See you later.
To a place called the Cotswolds.
They're trying to say it was all about Donald Trump's election, but let's be real. After that massive drama with her show in 2022, remember those toxic workplace allegations? It seems like Ellen was desperate for a fresh start.
I say it's probably Ellen DeGeneres because she's being able to use Trump as an excuse to flee the US.
Her fancy real estate team is keeping quiet, but it looks like Ellen's done with Hollywood for good. Whether it's politics or those past scandals, she's definitely hitting that reset button on her life hard. But here's where it gets even juicier. Some people are saying Ellen's sudden escape from the US has less to do with Trump and more to do with the feds. Can you believe it? Ellen's longtime connection to Diddy has people whispering that she might be the FBI's next big celebrity target. And honestly, the evidence is pretty compelling. It's no secret that Ellen and Diddy have been tight for years. She was always inviting him on her show, and they were constantly chatting about their exclusive parties. It was all out there in plain sight.
She's devastated about this win, and according to TMZ, she has moved 2 hours outside of London.
And now get this bombshell. The feds have officially linked Ellen DeGeneres to Diddy's shady business dealings. Word on the street is she might have been working as his fixer. I know, it's absolutely wild. Ellen and Diddy go way back, and everyone just assumed they were industry friends, nothing more. But fans started noticing something fishy when Ellen suddenly started distancing herself the moment Diddy's legal troubles hit. She went from bestie to "who's that?" real quick, and the feds weren't buying it. They started digging and apparently found some serious dirt. Turns out Ellen allegedly helped Diddy cover up some pretty wild stuff.
I mean, the after party.
No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song after.
Looks like the party's over for Ellen. The feds are coming at her with everything they've got. Everyone's caught up in this Diddy drama, and now Ellen's name is getting dragged through the mud too. Their connection goes way back. Diddy was always on her show, always sending her those exclusive party invites. Remember that time Ellen straight up asked him about not getting invited to his birthday party? Diddy swore he sent the invite, but according to him, she just never showed up. At least that's the story he's sticking to.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seen me to show up.
Now, let me tell you about these absolutely shocking claims from Cassie. She revealed that these disturbing offs were happening in fancy hotel suites all over the place. We're talking Trump International in Columbus Circle, the London in Los Angeles, and intercontinental hotels across the country. According to her allegations, Diddy's assistant would come prepared with baby oil and lubricant, and there have been all these rumors swirling about Diddy hosting all-men parties. But here's what's really disturbing. There are claims that Diddy spent 48 whole hours with Justin Bieber when he was still just a teenager. Given Diddy's controversial history with teenage boys, people are seriously concerned about what went down. Apparently, Diddy showed Justin this fancy Ferrari, promising he could drive it when he turned 16, even though Justin was only 15 at the time. And that's not all. There are allegations that Diddy offered Justin a mansion that would supposedly be his when he turned 18.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come in LA. Yeah, this will be yours.
Now, we should mention there's no concrete proof backing up these allegations yet, but they definitely raise some serious questions about why Diddy was showering young celebrities like Justin with such lavish gifts. Some people think these gestures might have been attempts to get Justin involved in age-inappropriate activities. It really shows how important it is for young celebrities to have proper parental guidance, especially in potentially dangerous situations. Here's where things get really interesting. Rumors started spreading that Ellen had been going to Diddy's parties, but not the kind you'd see advertised on her family-friendly show. During one interview, Diddy actually hinted at this whole other party scene that happened after hours. And Ellen? She just laughed it off like it was all a big joke. But you know what they say? There's usually some truth behind every laugh. Then there's this absolutely wild paparazzi footage that had everyone talking. When they caught Ellen off guard and started asking about these Diddy rumors, oh honey, you should have seen her face. She looked completely rattled. And that's putting it mildly. The reporter went straight for the jugular, asking if she was surprised by the allegations against Diddy. That's when things got super suspicious. Ellen started stumbling over her words like she'd seen a ghost, desperately trying to end the conversation. If the rumors are true, Ellen wasn't just showing up at Diddy's events, she was part of that exclusive after-hours crowd. Remember that interview where Diddy joked about some secret late-night party? Ellen jumped in on that joke way too smoothly for comfort.
I think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then no, I mean the after party.
And let me tell you about this video where the paparazzi grilled Ellen about her friendship with Diddy. Y'all, when we say Ellen was shook, we mean shook. The second they mentioned Diddy's name, she practically had a panic attack. It was beyond weird. Like, why would someone get that freaked out just hearing someone's name unless they're hiding something major?
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many.
The internet detectives have been working overtime digging into this connection between Diddy and Ellen, and what they've found is absolutely jaw-dropping. While Ellen hasn't been caught up in legal drama like Diddy, she's definitely had her share of controversies. Remember when she got dubbed the meanest woman in Hollywood? That wasn't just some random shade. It came after years of whispers about her not-so-nice behavior behind the scenes. Her list of controversies is endless. From accusations about mistreating staff to whispers about controlling behavior with Portia, things really exploded when those rumors about Ellen's not-so-sunny attitude started spreading. Former staffers came forward with stories that completely shattered her nice girl image, describing a toxic work environment that would make your jaw drop.
Phony, liar, hypocrite. That's my reaction. She's known about this for 17 years. She's created this culture. I was there from day one.
And oh my goodness, let me tell you about what Kathy Griffin spilled in her 2016 memoir. While she didn't name Ellen directly, the clues were crystal clear. Short blonde hair and a reputation for being, well, less than pleasant. The drama between them goes all the way back to 2007, when Ellen threw some serious shade at Kathy during her monologue. Kathy, being the bigger person, said, "I am apparently not her cup of tea, but I think she is great. I am not a comedy snob." Kathy even took the high road, praising Ellen and saying, "I'm vulgar, but I think it's great there's clean comedians and prop comedians and topical comedians and observational comedians. I'm just happy whenever a female, especially a female over 50, is still in the game." But the real tea came when Kathy revealed, "I had mentioned on your show that I wish that women would support each other more, in particular super influential women. I expressed that to her and she was like, I don't have to have anybody on my show I don't like. But wait until you hear about what happened with Mariah Carey. It's absolutely heartbreaking." Back in 2008, Ellen had Mariah on her show, and instead of having a friendly chat, it turned into this horrible interrogation about pregnancy rumors.
Saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that.
All right. Well, you don't have to.
No, that's okay. No, honestly,
you
how
don't
do
have to answer me. Let's just toast with.
The whole situation turned absolutely horrible when Ellen handed Mariah a glass of champagne, basically trying to force her to announce her pregnancy. Poor Mariah had wanted to keep this deeply personal news private, but Ellen seemed more interested in getting a scoop than respecting her guest's privacy.
You can have some champagne. It's just fattening. So,
you can have champagne?
That's not champagne because you can.
No, it is.
What makes this even more tragic is that Mariah's pregnancy was high risk, and she suffered a heartbreaking miscarriage just months later. This is exactly why she wanted to keep everything private in the first place. When Mariah finally opened up about that awful interview later, she said, "I was extremely uncomfortable with that moment is all I can say, and I really have had a hard time grappling with the aftermath. I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen. This is peer pressure." And then there's Wendy Williams, who's had some serious beef with both Diddy and Ellen. The drama between Wendy and Diddy goes way back to her radio days. According to reports, Diddy allegedly tried everything he could to get her fired because he was furious about her spilling tea about him and his shady dealings. Wendy wasn't one to hold back, and Diddy absolutely couldn't handle her exposing his drama.
There when he got rid of Wendy Williams.
Did he?
Yeah. When Puff made a phone call, this is his word verbatim.
But hold on to your seats because it gets even darker. Reports suggested that Diddy was so desperate to keep his secrets buried that he allegedly put a hit out on Wendy.
If that is on the radio station when I get back in New York, ain't nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna ever do business with y'all again.
And that's not even the half of it. Wendy apparently had dirt on Diddy's down-low activities back when that kind of thing was totally taboo in the rap game. She even had a compromising photo of Diddy with another man. Beyond all the mean behavior allegations, there are even darker rumors linking Ellen to some seriously shady activities, including the mysterious death of her ex-girlfriend Anne. For those who might not know, Anne was an actress who dated Ellen back in the 90s. They were actually one of the first gay power couples in Hollywood when very few people were open about their relationships. Now, here's what's really eerie. There are so many disturbing parallels between Ellen and Diddy. Both have faced serious allegations about how they treat people, whether it's Ellen allegedly being horrible to her staff or Diddy's rumored involvement in some really dark dealings. Their connections to various scandals only make people wonder if there's this whole web of secrets that goes deeper than anyone realizes.
That was found in the motel where he killed himself. This note made references to challenges from his past. And again, it's
And speaking of secrets, let me tell you about how both Ellen and Diddy allegedly treat their employees. It's absolutely shocking. Back in 2017, Diddy's former chef, Cindy Rueda, came forward with some wild accusations about harassment and retaliation. She revealed how she had to work crazy long hours without fair pay, but that was just the beginning.
And it's a former worker, a former chef. They are now claiming Diddy did the same. okay? Now, I mentioned all of that to say there might be a money play in it.
Things got even more disturbing when she claimed Diddy allegedly made her serve him and his friends food right after their intimate sessions. And if that wasn't bad enough, one of Diddy's friends supposedly walked into the kitchen expecting poor Rueda to admire his physique. But here's the really shady part. Instead of addressing her legitimate concerns, Diddy's estate director allegedly tried to frame her for theft, dangling a watch in front of her and claiming they found it in the trash, then threatening legal action unless she kept quiet. The stories about Ellen's home are even more shocking. Apparently, she ran her household like some kind of tyrannical boot camp. Former housekeepers described her as an absolute nightmare who would fire people for the tiniest mistakes. She even had this crazy list detailing every single thing her staff did wrong, from using the wrong bowl to not making her latte perfectly frothy.
It really seemed like an effective PR spin. It was perfectly done, but I think that that's exactly what Ellen needed to do.
And the drama at the Ellen DeGeneres show was just as bad. Stories of rampant racism behind the scenes added another disturbing layer. Even though Ellen supposedly knew about the discrimination, she didn't do anything about it. Her former DJ, Tony Okungboa, came forward to confirm just how toxic the environment was, saying Ellen's behind-the-scenes behavior was completely opposite to all that kindness she preached on air. What's really telling is how, during the height of Ellen's scandal, not a single one of her celebrity friends came to her defense. Now, let's talk about Diddy's recent rebranding. He's been trying to present himself as this champion of love, even renaming himself Love and calling his baby Lovesha Combs. But beneath all this lovey-dovey facade, the reality seems way darker. The most shocking revelations came from his ex-girlfriend Cassie's lawsuit. She claimed Diddy forced her to use drugs, made her wear masks, and pressured her into intimate acts with others while he watched. When she tried to leave, things allegedly turned violent. His former bodyguard also came forward about how badly Diddy treated the mothers of his children. One fan's comment really hit home. What made me hate Ellen was the Mariah Carey interview where she was forcing her to drink alcohol to admit she was pregnant, and later Mariah suffered a miscarriage. There's a reason why women wait to announce a pregnancy, and I felt so bad for Mariah. Another added, I always got so annoyed when people said she gave stuff away. She never gave anything away. All those things were sponsored, and she got paid to give that stuff away. As this drama continues to unfold, Ellen's silence is only making things look more suspicious, and these connections to Diddy's arrest are getting harder to ignore. Something tells me this story is far from over, and there are probably even more shocking twists coming our way. That's all for today, but stay tuned. This Hollywood nightmare is definitely not over yet. Definitely not over yet. Definitely.